Empire of Money presents the South Sea Bubble, the stock market scam that shook an empire. In 1720, Britain was swept by a storm of greed. A single company promised untold riches from a mysterious land across the sea. Aristocrats, merchants, even the king, invested everything they had. But behind the promise was nothing. This is the story of the South Sea Bubble, the first stock market crash in history. This story will change how you see money. At the start of the 18th century, Britain was drowning in debt. Years of war with France and Spain had left the country owing over £50 million, a staggering amount for the time. But then came a solution. A group of well-connected businessmen proposed a bold idea: create a company, the South Sea Company, that would take over the national debt. In exchange, the company would be granted a monopoly on trade with South America. Or at least, that was the plan. The government agreed. Parliament passed the South Sea Act, and the company was born, with one foot in business and the other in politics. From the beginning, there was a problem. Britain wasn't at war with Spain anymore, but it also didn't have access to South American ports. So the promised trade with the South Seas, today's Latin America, never really happened. Still, the company's stock began to rise. Why? Because people believed in it. The South Sea Company sold dreams, not products. They claimed future profits would be massive. They paid politicians to promote them. They ran media campaigns. Stock prices doubled, then tripled. People mortgaged their homes just to get in. Even King George VI became the company's governor. It was a frenzy, and it swept across all of Britain. By the summer of 1720, the stock had skyrocketed from £100 to over £1,000 per share. Stories spread of servants becoming rich overnight. Markets overflowed with speculation, and as the bubble grew, imitators appeared. Dozens of fake companies launched, with names like a company for carrying on an undertaking of great advantage, but nobody to know what it is. That was the real name. People invested anyway. It was mass financial delusion, and the South Sea Company sat at the center of it all. But then came the moment every bubble dreads. Someone decided to sell. Before we go further, imagine this. The stock keeps rising. Everyone around you is getting rich. Would you risk everything to join them or walk away? Tell us in the comments. What would you have done? When the first major investor sold, panic followed. In days, the price plummeted. Buyers disappeared. People rushed to sell their shares, but found no takers. The company's value collapsed. Fortunes vanished overnight. Lifelong savings were erased. The streets filled with angry crowds. Some bankers and politicians fled. Others faced public trials. One man, John Blunt, a key architect of the scam, was stripped of all wealth and jailed. Parliament tried to contain the chaos, but the damage was done. Britain's economy had been shattered. The collapse of the South Sea Bubble had far-reaching consequences. Thousands were ruined, from wealthy lords to poor farmers. The public turned against the government. Investigations revealed the depth of the corruption: bribery, insider trading, political manipulation. The scandal shook the very foundations of British finance. In response, the Bubble Act was passed, banning the formation of new companies without a royal charter. But the lesson had already been learned the hard way. Speculation is a dangerous drug. The South Sea Bubble was the world's first financial crash, but it wouldn't be the last. From the dot-com bust to crypto collapses, the same pattern repeats. Hype, greed, collapse. It's a story as old as money itself, and it began with the South Sea Company. If you made it this far, you're one of the curious ones. Like and subscribe for more financial history told cinematically, and let us know in the comments what we should cover next.